Hey guys, it is Matt Munson here. It is December 1st of 2017, and this is another video in my Fitness Odyssey series. And this time I thought I'd bring you with me on one of my little downtown walk-arounds. When I log it in my journal, I log it as a hike, because I don't think walk sounds as impressive. So why am I still doing a lot of walking? Because my foot is still screwed up. And I can't really do any running. I can still swim. I can still do cardio bike. And I found a number of the P90x workouts I can do. There's also a bunch I can't. As far as the non-lifting workouts go, the only one I can really do is Kenpo. Everything else is just too hard on my ankle. So I avoid it. So I can't do things like plyo. I can't do yoga. It's a mess. So when I say I'm doing a modified version of P90x, that's basically what it looks like. I do 3 days of lifting. So Monday, right now, I'll do chest and back. Wednesday is arms and shoulders. And then Friday or Saturday is legs and back. And every day in between, I'll do Kenpo, or I'll do some cycling, or I'll do both. And on almost all of those days, I will also throw in one of these glamorous little walks around downtown LA, because it's a really fun place to go. So that said, let me throw the stats up on the screen right here so you know what my progress has been like over the past, I think it's been about 2 weeks since my last video. My weight loss has ground to a halt. I'm now hovering at 59 pounds lost. My total weight's 221 right now, which is painful because I want to break through and have that 60-pound chip to add to my collection. So it's kind of a bummer. It's been very frustrating, and I've actually adopted a new policy of weighing myself less and less, because I find that it only serves to frustrate me and sometimes throws me off my game, which is the last thing I need. Well, I ran out of memory on my phone, so I'm back in ye old condo to finish this one up. The past 2 weeks have been interesting. So for those of you who are new to this series, I've just sort of changed my format. For the first 100 days, I was focused very much on cardio because of some limitations with my foot, my shoulder. I'm a mess. And I also just kind of wanted to ease back into it. Remember, the whole premise of this entire program is that I'm making little changes along the way. I'm not sort of jumping in feet first and committing to workouts that I'm not prepared for or whatever. So it's very incremental. That said, 2 weeks ago I switched to a strength training program where I'm doing weightlifting combined with other kinds of cardio, different cardio. So instead of just recumbent bike riding, I'm doing stuff like Kenpo. The first week of phase 2 was fantastic. Not only did I switch my exercises up, but I also modified my diet a little, my nutrition, I should say. And I added about 500 calories, added a bunch of protein, and also decided that I was going to try to hit a couple macronutrients for each particular day. So a certain amount of protein, for example, intake per day. Week 1 was great. I had all my workouts, plowed through them. One of them was a little weak, and in my chest workout, I discovered that my shoulder really hurts when, there it is, when I do flies. So flies, I think, are off the table for me for a while, but I can totally do, I can do bench, I can do all kinds of shoulder stuff, I can do shoulder raises, all kinds of stuff, but it's just that one move that really exacerbated. So I think I got a little worse in my shoulder, so I'm trying to lay off that. First week, great. Then the weekend rolled around, and on Sunday I sort of focused more on cardio. I went for a couple long walks, because I actually enjoy doing that, and it's a bit of a calorie burn. It's a lot less than running, but since I can't run, take what I can get. And to be frank, those of you who know me in person know that I'm going through some personal difficulties at the moment beyond just the normal health stuff that you may have heard about over the past year. It's been a rough year
for Matt Munson, frankly. And this weekend, a few things hit me pretty hard. And it made going into the next week, which is now this week, I just wasn't feeling it, man. Like my energy was super low. It just took me forever to get worked up to doing a workout. Like I remember on Monday, I got up and I was like, okay, I'll do my workout at noon. And then at noon, I was just like, oh, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to work out right now. I'll do it at 3. And then 3 rolled around. I was like, maybe 5. And then like I think I ended up working like at 8, which was bad. And I also really noticed that I was absolutely exhausted with all the eating. Like just that extra 500 calories a day is a lot of food for me. Not only because, for the first 110 days or 100 days, I was very focused on being in a calorie deficit. And so I think I just adapted to eating less, eating, a few different times during the day. There's great debate about what's the best time to eat, when to eat, how much. I'm not worried about it. I'll save that for another video. But this week it was just, I just couldn't do it. I was like, I can't, I'm exhausted, writing everything down, eating every 2 hours, cooking, prepping, grocery shopping every couple days. The good news is I didn't really fall back into old habits. I still had a lot of nutritious food in the place. I just sort of ate differently. Like I wasn't really focusing on making sure I had my protein. If I didn't have a protein shake after workout, I'd just be like, I don't care, I just have something later. So as a result, this week was a lighter week, but I still got so far I've gotten all my strength training workouts in, and I've stuck with walking every day. I don't really get much in the way of like Kenpo or cycling. I think I did 1 cycling session, but it was light. And I guess the punchline is that you gotta push through. You gotta keep going. You gotta just do something. I'm a big believer in the claim that a bad workout is infinitely better than no workout. So I would just force myself. If I wasn't feeling in the mood for Kenpo, I'd get off my butt and I'd go for a walk for an hour, and then I'd go for another hour later, because psychologically just sitting at home for an hour, for a day, seems like it could lead to a cascading effect. So I wanted to avoid that at all costs. My plan is to finish the week strong with my leg exercise. I should say, by the way, I'm not a P90x coach. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But man, when I go to YouTube, sometimes I watch transformation videos for inspiration. And it seems like all these P90x transformation videos are really just commercials to get you to sign up under this coach, so that then they can sell you Shakeology, or they can sell you DVDs or whatever. So it's like, they're not really your coach, they're your sales rep. And they give you free advice occasionally. Like maybe when you need to re-up your Shakeology subscription, they give you a call and say, how's your workouts going? I'm not doing that. I think P90X is a great product for what it is, which is it's a targeted at-home exercise program, right? The purpose is to have an exercise thing that you can do at home with minimal equipment. That does not mean that it's the best workout for you. It means, given the limitations of not having a gym, and that you want to work out at home, and that you don't have a lot of equipment, like you just need dumbbells, a bench, maybe a chair, a chin-up bar, and some stretchy bands, and you're good to go, right? So I find that their leg workout is one of the weakest parts of the whole thing. And say what you will about the program, there's been great debate. I'm not here to cover it in this video, but the leg workout I do at the gym. So they have like, a leg press machine, a leg extension, a leg curl, a calf raise, everything that the P90X leg workout tries to do, but you end up using either body weight, or you're kind of contorting yourself into a position to isolate a muscle. And I just find that going to the gym and banging out legs and back is much better for me. And also with a back workout, I can do a lot of stuff at the gym that I can't do at home. Like the gym has a lat pull down machine and a seated row, whereas at home I ended up doing a lot of bent over rows, or they call them lawnmowers, or heavy pants. So it's a different type workout. I think that's cool. I want to follow up on about weighing yourself regularly. I've had a lot of experience with this lately, and I've also watched a lot of YouTube videos about the methodology and the psychology behind it. And I'll tell you what I've learned. Don't weigh yourself every day. Video cut. No, don't weigh yourself every day, because there's a couple really important reasons. One is your weight will vary day to day, day over day. That has nothing to do with how much fat you have or how much muscle you have. There's a million other factors involved. Water weight, food in your belly, are your guts backed up? Are you carrying around a bunch of soda? Did you sleep poorly last night? There's a million reasons. And even worse, it can go the other way. Like you can have a particularly light day. Like maybe you're all flushed out one day, so you step on the scale and you see a big drop and you're like, yeah, I lost a ton of weight. But then you get on the next day and it's gone back up. So 2 things to say about that. Scale, bad. The best thing you can do is get a DEXA scan. Get one every 4 to 6 weeks, let's say 6 weeks, and use that as your measure, as your metric for success. Barring DEXA scan, because they can be pricey and it could be far away, use your clothes as a measure of how your body is doing. Do pants fit looser or tighter? Maybe take a belt and dedicate it to measuring your waist size. Or better yet, measure your waist size with a measuring tape. There's tons of stuff online where you can go to tell you which parts of your body to measure consistently, week over week, month over month, to find out if you're dropping in size. So the scale also, for me, one of the tricks I play with myself is when I step on the scale, I have like a doctor's scale with the little bars and stuff on top of it. And what I do is when I weigh myself, I leave the bars where they were. So when I go to step on the next time, if the scale thing, if the arm doesn't go down, that means I've gained weight, right? So that means the arm goes up. I just don't even touch the bars. I don't even look at it because I don't want to know. Because I think if I knew, it would upset me. It'll throw me off for the day. I might run to the fridge and be like, well, screw this. It's Ben and Jerry's time. Ooh. And that's bad. And I think a lot of people make that mistake. I think it's very easy to be triggered back into previous behaviors. So yeah, that's my trick. I just leave the bars, and if the bar is down, then I'll nudge it over to see how much weight I've lost. If the bar is up, I won't even touch it. I've also noticed that with scales you can buy over the counter, even really nice ones, if you step on them 3 times, 10 minutes apart, measurements will be totally different. I've actually found out some scales actually have a software trap in them, so that if it detects that you have stepped on the scale again, like within a few seconds, it just gives you the same number. It doesn't even bother processing it. It just pops at the same number because it knows that it's not that accurate, right? So those things just aren't super accurate. So be super careful about how much you depend on the number that the scale gives you for validation and encouragement, because I really don't think that's the best metric. The things you should be looking at are things like how your clothes fit, what your measurements are, better yet, what your body composition is, how you look. Take photos every couple weeks. Compare those, because the scale is not your friend. Okay, that wraps up this one. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you everyone who has followed me on Instagram. If you'd like to join me over there, I go by Matt Munson Fit. I'm trying to start to generate more and more content, kind of keep it interesting. I really don't know. There's so many other fitness people out there doing it way better than me. I'm just trying to share my experiences and sort of my progress and whatever I've learned along the way with you, in the hopes that maybe it'll be helpful and you can benefit from my mistakes and my triumphs. All right, as always, please don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, like it, comment, share on Facebook. Gosh, I think I'm at like 8 subscribers. No, I have a few more than that. But yeah, I'd love to have a few more subscribers so I can get my vanity URL, because that's really where it all starts happening. So please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we will see you for the next one.